Hi, first graders. This week we're going to do our read aloud on Friday instead of Tuesday. And then you're going to use this again on Monday for an activity on Seesaw where you're going to circle one of the vocabulary words and draw a picture of it and then use it in a sentence. So let's start with the vocabulary words. The first word is softly, which means that you do something quietly. The second word is universe, which means all of the things in space. So that might be a fun one to draw. Magical means beautiful or delightful in a way that seems a little bit unusual or not like everyday life. Field. Field is a big open space, probably with grass. You guys all know what a field is. Wondrous. Wondrous is an inspiring feeling of delight or wonder. And the last word is shrubbery, which is an area that's planted with bushes. You might have some area like that in your yard. All right. This story is called The Art Contest, which kind of goes along with Vashti's Dot. Every year, Honeywell School had an art contest. Each student made a project in art class, and the projects were displayed in the gym. Mr. Murphy, the art teacher, picked a first, second, and third place for each grade. He announced the winners at the big show with the parents. It was a big deal. John was sitting in art class. He whispered softly to his friend Mike, "I don't know what to make this for this year's contest." "What did you do last year?" asked Mike. "Ugh, don't remind me," John said. "I painted a fire truck that came out like a red blob. It was the worst painting in the universe." This story is kind of reminding me of the book we read called Stop That Eyeball, where Spencer is in the art contest. You remember that one where he makes the macaroni dinosaur, and then in the end he ends up entering the contest with the big giant bouncing eyeball. Okay, so I painted a red fire truck that came out like a blob. "Oh, I remember it now," said Mike. "It wasn't that bad." "Excuse me, boys," Mrs. Murphy interrupted. "You should be working, not talking." "But I can't think of anything to do," exclaimed John. "Start by closing your eyes," said Mr. Murphy. John closed his eyes and he said, "I see black." Mike and the rest of the class laughed. "Okay, I'm serious," said Mr. Murphy. "We can all try this. Close your eyes and think of something beautiful or interesting or even ordinary. It could be a butterfly you saw. It could be something magical that you dreamed." One by one, the other kids in the class had ideas. John tried and tried, but he still couldn't think of anything. Soon the bell rang, and it was time to go home. So what do you think the problem of the story is? It's similar to the problem in the story The Dot. That's right, he can't think of anything to do for his art project. That night, John sat quietly at dinner. He kept thinking about the art contest, but he couldn't think of an idea. Then his mom saved the day. "What about a pretty sunset?" she said, and pointed out the window at the field behind their house. Oh, this reminds me of Maria Jose. She loves painting sunsets. "That's it," John said. "I'll paint a sunset." At the next art class, John used a pencil to sketch what he had seen. He kept erasing and starting over because he just couldn't get it right. Mr. Murphy came over to look. "Why are you erasing so much?" Johnny asked. "One of the best things about art is that it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have anything other than what it is and what you make it." So, how does Mr. Murphy try to help? I think he's trying to tell him there really aren't any mistakes in art. John took a new sheet of paper and sketched the sunset again. That's not bad, he thought. At the next class, it was time to finish the project. John opened the paints and took a deep breath. The painting started out fine, but then the color started running to another. "Oh no," cried John. "The paint isn't staying inside my marks. My project is ruined." "Not again." Then John remembered what Mr. Murphy had said about how art doesn't have to be perfect, and he relaxed. He finished the painting and showed it to Mr. Murphy. "That is a wondrous sunset," said Mr. Murphy. "I love the way the colors mix together and the setting sun is reflected in the trees and shrubbery." John agreed. The painting wasn't perfect, but it was beautiful, and maybe it could even win a prize. So, how do you think John feels at the end of the story? Yeah, he feels a lot better about his art, doesn't he? Okay, so your reader's notebook assignment today is going to have you looking at this page in your book. Okay, it's the art exhibition page. And what you're going to do in your reader's notebook, it says the dot, it's page 159. And then it says art shows often have awards. The awards are given to the best pieces of art. Read pages 15 to 29. Here's an award for the best artwork at the art show. This one says best dot. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose which of those dots on that page did you think was the best? Which one do you think should win? So you're going to describe it. So you could say, the green dot with swirlies in it, or however you would describe the one you choose. And then tell why it should win. What is it that you liked about it? On the back of this page, it says, draw what you think the boy at the end of the story. What will his art look like? Okay. And then you're going to make an award for it right here. So you write the name of the award you think it should win. And then tell me why you think it should win that award. What does it have that you think is really neat or special? Why should it win? Okay, have a good weekend.